family, Abby here, and I want to tell you that you're my friend. I love God. Hey guys, what's up? It's Abby. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am in my car, and I wanted to film this video for you guys because I'm doing things. I want to get content. The lighting is great. We love it here. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my photography story. If you guys don't know me, hi, my name is Abigail, and I am a photographer and videographer based here in LA. Long story short, I moved here last year. So why photography, you may ask? Honestly, even when I was younger, I remember I was in 3rd grade and I grabbed my dad's camcorder and I brought it with me on a cruise and I was videoing everything. I guess somehow, some way, God knew that photography was for me. So I was like, okay, let me start it. And I didn't start in 3rd grade, however. Fast forward to 2011, I was in 10th grade. Well, 2010. Fast forward to 2010, I was in 10th grade. And my dad told me, he goes, why don't you join TV production? And I was like, no, Dad, like the AV Club. I was like, no, Dad, that's for like dorks. Like, I don't do that. Like, I don't do cameras and like media and all that stuff. Like, why would I do that? And then I was like, you know what? My sister did it, so let me do it. And I remember they were doing roll call. They were saying, okay, this person and this person and this person and that person in TVP is what they called it. And Mr. Salon was our teacher, and he basically said, he goes, oh, Twanyo? Oh, yeah, because like her sister is Katrina Twanyo. Like, that's why she's here. So I was very insecure about like my photography, if I was even good or whatever. And long story short, in 10th grade, we had this event called Mr. Panther, and I was in the back with like I had like the main camera, and that was kind of camera 2, basically, like going back and forth, like the wide shot. And that was my gig. It took me 3 weeks to edit a 2-minute video. I learned how to use Final Cut in 10th grade, and then 11th grade, Mr. Salon stopped working. We had another teacher. And then, I don't know how, but, I remember, before that, in 10th grade, I remember going to this thing called House of Peace. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically a Bible study. And I went there, and my mentor, well, my old mentor at the time, my first mentor ever, shout out to you, she basically prophesied to me and gave me a word of knowledge, and she prayed over me, and she was like, I don't know, but I see you being an influence on media in the next 10 years and doing these big things in media and blah 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 blah. And I never thought anything, because I was like a 10th grader that broke tapes and wasn't good at media at all. But I was like, you know what, if yes, I believe in what God says, like that, if that's meant to be like my purpose in my life, then so be it. So then moving on forward, 11th grade, it snapped, and I just fell in love with photography. Like, there was something that I was like, wow, I love creating, I love telling stories, I love having a vision and like seeing it like on paper in a script, and then you film it, and then after that it comes to life. So you see all that, you're like, wow, that's so crazy, like what? Then 11th and 12th grade, I like was TV production all the way. And then in 2012, I remember I would watch YouTubers, and I would just watch them all the time. And I was like, you know what, let me start a YouTube channel. And then I started my YouTube channel, and that's a whole nother story. If you want my YouTube story, we can talk about that later in another video. But we're talking about photography. Fast forward 2012, and then 2017, I remember going to church, and then the pastor was preaching, and he was saying, I believe that the young people are going to be the next millionaires. Start your businesses now, and like start, praying and asking God for a creative idea. So I remember praying to God, and I was like, God, like, give me a creative idea. And then all of a sudden I heard, because I would see people with photography businesses, and it would be like their name, and it would be like, this production's that, this and this, and I was like, I don't want my business to be called Abigail Twanyo Productions. Like, I don't want my name to be stamped on my photography. Like, I want it to be a company, because high school me or college me was thinking, how is future me gonna benefit, you know, as a professional? And I don't know how I got all these ideas, right? So then I asked God for a name, and then I heard the Holy Spirit say Life Films. And I was like, okay, Life Films. Because I remember telling God, I was like, God, I want you involved in every single thing in my life, whether it's my business, whether it's my career, whatever it is, like, I want you involved. And then I heard him say Life Films, and I was like, okay, God, like, why Life Films? And he goes, well, life, because God equals life, and then films, because, I just see the sky right now, like, so beautiful. I'm gonna take a picture, I'm gonna take a video of it, but, like, this is literally what the sky looks like as I'm talking to you guys right now. It's like God's talking to me. Films, because you love capturing special moments, and you love showing things and capturing moments and capturing people and everything. And I was like, wow, God, okay. I'm gonna cry. I'm not crying. Why am I crying? So then I started the business, and I was 21, 22. I was like, you know, I'll start this business, but I had no idea about branding. I had no idea about marketing. I had no idea about this. I just remember making my Instagram, and I was like, I should have colors. But I didn't know it was branding. And then I was like, God, like, what color should it be? God's like, black and white. I was like, okay. And I'm like, God, I should have a logo. Like, I just hear God being like, you should have a logo. And I was like, okay. So I went, make a logo as, like, the film and, like, the life and things like that, like LF. And then I was like, okay, cool. And God's like, you should have a theme. I was like, black and white, blah, blah, blah. So I did the Instagram, did the website, did this, did that. And then years later, when I started working at King Jesus Ministry, I had a friend, her name's Valentina, and she told me all about branding. She's like, you should get this book, Mind Your Own Business. And she talked to me about branding and about this and that. And that, like, that's when I learned what branding was and how to market yourself and things like that. And when I learned about that, I was like, oh, wow. Literally, God helped me market myself before I even knew what marketing was. And it's like God is the creator of all. So, like, the fact that he can create this business out of nothing is so beautiful. And he helped me, like, this little girl that I didn't know what it was. And he built this business, you know. And now, years later, fast forward, I started doing my business. I guess I could say I interned with different, even the Holy Spirit was like, you should intern, like, you should, like, start different projects. So I always thought I was doing a lot, but I was always, like, on the go, because I always had this business mindset, like, you're gonna make it somewhere, like, you need your portfolio, so I would do a lot of things for free. I used to work or intern for Nails by Nivea, and I would do their nail content and then teach them how to do that. And then I went to, like, Zumba with Iris, and then I did Zumba content. I did her my 90 videos, and that was like a 30 video process, which is wild of what I did. The nail contract, I became a contractor for a wedding photographer. Her name is Danielle Garon Photography. I'll link everybody's stuff down there. I basically was a contractor for her, so I was one of the first ones. And I remember she had an event where she had all of the photographers come. That it was like a test trial. She had 4 photographers come to Coral Reef High School, which is so crazy, 10-year anniversary. And I shot it, and she liked my photos the best, which is so crazy because I didn't even know what I was doing. I was shooting in auto, like, what? Then years later, started shooting with her. She taught me, like, shooting raw, like this and this, like everything, like with photos and stuff like that. I did a bunch of weddings for her, a bunch of videos for her. It was really cool. And then God put in my heart to move to LA. So then I moved here to LA. And then my friend Leo, he taught me, again, how to shoot raw, and was like, you need to upgrade your stuff. And you guys, if you guys know, and you guys are OG, like, you guys know that the month before I moved to LA, my old camera got stolen because I left it in my car. And then God was like, you need to upgrade. So I literally bought this camera, came to LA, because I was like, God, I can't go to LA without a camera. Like, I literally came here for my business. And then I remember being here, meeting people, seeing, like, so many inspirational people, so many aspiring photographers, and I was like, this is so competitive. Like, how Like in Miami, I was a big fish in a little pond because there was like a set of creatives. But here, everyone's a creative. Everyone's a photographer. Everyone's a model. Everyone, like, how do you stand out? And slowly I've realized that through word of mouth, through showcasing yourself, through promoting yourself, like, you're gonna attract like the clients that you want. That is basically my photography story. I feel like my photography has grown so much. Like, I remember starting like photo shooting like my best friend, and she got pregnant. Like, I was like, oh, I want to do your wedding photos, or like I want to do your baby photos, or like this and this. And so I was just very passionate about that. And then now it's so funny because now that like I shoot here in LA and like sunsets and the settings are different, and I've learned so much already. I've seen my photography grow from like the first wedding I did to now, and it's just so insane to see how much you've grown, and I'm so proud of myself. I've photographed for about 8 years now. It's very crazy to see how much I've grown, and I'm very proud of myself. I know I'm not where I want to be, but I know that it's a year in and I'm where I'm supposed to be. So if you are a photographer or a videographer or a creative and you have been struggling and you've been like, is it worth it? Like, how do I do this? I hope my story helps you guys, you know, to show you guys to not give up on your purpose, on your dreams, and not give up on like what God has made you to do. So that is basically my photography story. I hope you guys like it, and if you guys want my YouTube story or my Finding Yourself podcast story or any other stories that you guys want to see, please let me know in the comments down below. I was at church on Wednesday and I heard the Holy Spirit tell me, he was like, film your photography story. And I was like, okay. Because like, I don't know, I've been in this creative block that I was like, I don't know what to film, like God content or come to church with me or day in my life, like I don't know what to film. And then recently, like when going to church, God was like giving me ideas, and he's like, do this and do this and do this and do this, and I'm like, wow, I love it here. So that is the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys like this content, give it a big thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media, will be linked down below. We are rebranding. We are in the case of rebranding, so if you like the new intro and outro, let me know in the comments. And you know, you love the photos. Shout out to my girl Irene. She took it. My roommate, she's amazing. Through Irene's lens right here, she's amazing at what she does. And I have always been a supporter of photographers, videographers, creatives. Like my friend Gracia, she does amazing content as well. And I love the fact that it's like, that it's women support women and creative support creative, that it's not oh me against you, it's all of us coming up together as one. So it's just very exciting. So I will always shout out, you know, my cousin, she's an amazing photographer, concept photographer, and Leo's an amazing photographer, and it's just so cool seeing how cool these people are and that you get to be part of this community. So a year ago, I've never, like, if you told like little me if I would ever be filming a video like 8 years later, hey, I do photography, you're like, oh, okay, cool. But here I am doing it now, and we're in this journey together. So thank you guys so much for being in this journey with me. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.